close to soon? That's a very wide open term.
Soon is it, very vaguely. So
Very
as soon as you want it to be.
Like 2021 soon, or 2022 soon, or
Soon. Yeah, we trying to get it 2021 real soon.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
Good.
Everybody here doing well?
Good.
Yeah, healthy? Feeling good?
Yeah.
Woke up today. That's always a blessing.
Absolutely. We didn't miss any time with an injury though, so I mean, how you feel in that regard? And
I feel great. I'm back. I'm back to me.
Did it kill you not to play? I mean, you never missed a game. I would assume it had to just be.
Yeah, I almost shed tears about it. Really, I really almost cried. And then I had some talks with some guys like David, and we was just talking about it, and just talking about like missing a game with an injury, and he knowing like missing my like having the streak I had and not being able to play due to an injury and being sidelined. He gave me some great words of encouragement in a private conversation before you asked for the some quotes from it.
I would imagine you had a sense of pride about that streak, though, didn't you?
Yeah, of course. Just being here and being available each and every week. That's something I took pride in, making sure I did whatever it takes to get back to be on the field each and every week and do whatever it takes to make sure I'm healthy enough to be out there and produce at a high level and help my team out the best way as possible. That's something I take pride in. And it was a tough decision to be made, but it had to be made, in regards to doing what's best for the team and doing what's best for me.
why is that important to you? Because I feel like there might be some guys that you've got an oblique injury, it's a significant thing. Okay, let's just shut it down and come back on a short week. Well, why is that important to you to play every game?
Just to show showing that my team and my teammates can depend on me, and like I tell the guys, no matter what team you're on, you're auditioning for 32 teams, the one you're on and the other 31 in the league. But it's just to show anybody, of course, my coaches and my organization that I'm a part of now, that I'm dependable, that I'm gonna be here each and every week, and that no matter what, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get back on the field and be on the field and make sure that I can be out there and play at a high level. So that's just something I took pride in, and make sure that I improve that message each and every week and each and every year.
Was there a point during the streak that you became aware of it? Because game one, you don't know that you're about to start a streak over 100 games. Is there a point you became aware of it?
So my wife texted me on the 100th game, which is against the Steelers, right? And she texted me while I was driving to the stadium. She's like, hey, she said, I guess they put something out on the internet and said, she's like, this is about to be your 100th game. And like while I was driving, I just started smiling. I'm like, wow, I was never aware of it. I didn't know how long it would take to hit 100 games, from the start. But now that I know, it takes 7 years and 4 games. 6 years and 4 games. But now I know what it takes. So I'm trying to revamp the streak, and get it back to, and beat the first streak.
Preston, it's been 11 years since a Packer won Defensive Player of the Month. What has Dre meant to this defense this year?
Man, Dre means a lot, man. He's a guy that plays at a high level. Before he got here, I seen him on film. Sometimes when you break it down film and watch another team, you see guys appear, and Dre is one of those guys that, when he was on the Cardinals, he was on the Falcons, you seen him make a lot of plays when you was watching the film. And you seen a guy that, he was instinctive. He can, he's a big asset to a lot of those defenses. Well, he was a big ass. He looked like a big asset to those defenses. And when he got here, I kind of knew that, he was a guy that played at a high level, and he can really help us in many ways. And since he's been here, he's been helping us in many ways, in fitting gaps, of course, making tackles, being the Defensive Player of the Month. That just shows you the type of guy he is, and it shows you, in his previous spots. I don't know how they valued him, but he was slept on, and I'm happy to have him here. And I'm glad we got him for whatever we got him for, and I'm glad he's a part of this team this year.
Hey, Preston, what has it meant to actually have Za'Darius, back on the field, not on the field, but within the building, and just having him back around, the facilities the last couple of days?
Well, since he's been back, he's like a ball of energy. It's too much energy, but I love it. It's great to have him around. He's smiling. He has his contagion. He's been smiling every day, coming in with a lot of energy. Happy to have him back. I know he's happy to be back. It's always great to be around a guy that I consider my brother on and off the field. Great to have him back in Green Bay, and great to have him back at the facility.
Preston, is that a lot different than how your brother was feeling or frustrations he was feeling this summer in camp? Is his mood different than it was back then?
I mean, well, to me, Z has been Z. He always has a lot of energy, but, his own personal life, and decisions he may have to make, I don't really try to get into that with him. We talk about stuff. He brings it to me, we'll talk about it. If I bring something to him, we'll talk about it, but I'm not fishing for information unless I see that he's not himself. And, I try to get him back into, being him. And same thing for him. Like, if I'm not being myself, he come mess with me, stand in my locker, hitting me, trying to put me in the headlock, walking down the hallway. We both do the same thing to each other. So, if whatever he was dealing with or whatever he was going through, I'm pretty sure he knew how to get himself back into being Z. And if I saw anything, I would, we would talk about it and, help him get back to being himself. And because I know he'll do the same for me.
Did you get the sense that, I know this week has been different with everything that's gone on. I understand that. But up until the stuff that started yesterday, you guys went 7 in a row, your defense is playing great. Like, did you get the sense he had a little FOMO, a little fear of missing out while he was gone?
Just knowing the competitor Z is and knowing his mentality, he loves football. He really loves football. So anybody who really loves football doesn't want to be away from football, never want to miss out, no matter what team you're on. If you love the game, then you want to be a part of the game in any way possible. And I know, I talked to him, and I know he was always loving it. It hurt him to miss out any game, no matter if it was a quarter or a few snaps. He always wanted to be on the field, and he always wants to be out there fighting with it alongside his brothers and playing the game he loved, just like anybody else.
So, Rashawn's made some big jumps. You guys added Merciless, who has had an impact in his couple of games. I know soon is a vague term, but what would it mean if and when you do get him back to a defense that is probably going to get Jair back at some point soon too? What would that mean for you guys?
It would mean a lot. Those are guys that can impact the game, the game in our defense in a major positive way. It would just be a great feeling, to have those guys back, and I know they can help us out in a major way. But until then, got to work what we got and continue to be good and be great without those guys till, that they can get back and help us out.
Preston, what do you see from Whitney, and now that a couple of games are under his belt, what do you think the trajectory is that he can give you on that defensive side?
Man, I seen him on film a lot before he got here also, and he was a guy that played at a high level and was one of the top pass rushers in this league for a long time. And I feel like, just always, you can never have too many pass rushers. And to add another weapon to this defense, it allows us to, to always have somebody going. With him on the field, me and him on the field, him and Rashawn on the field, him and Jonathan Garvin on the field, or whatever, however it may work. If all 4 of us is on the field at the same time, or if they made a package with 6 of us is on the field at the same time, it'd be kind of tough. But, it'd be, it's just great to have, extra added pass rush and an extra weapon to this defense, and to keep us going no matter what's going on. I'm happy to have him on this team with his ability and his experience. A guy that comes in and works hard every day. He's willing to listen. He's always taking notes. He's always asking questions, and he just has great energy. He's willing to, he came in with the mindset that he was going to, do whatever it takes to be a part of this team and this organization, and he was going to play at a high level. And since he walked in, he's been doing that. He's been a great teammate. He's been a great person, great personality, and he's always ready to work.
Going back to missing the Washington game, I was pretty stunned to see you practice on that Friday, because usually with the Bleaks, you just don't see a guy come back in a week. How close were you to playing? I know you had a conversation with Matt, but how close do you feel like you were to playing, and how did it feel?
How close I was to playing, I was pretty close. It was a decision. It was a tough decision to make. But, Friday I wanted to test it out and see how I felt. And it was making steady improvements every day. And it just didn't, it just didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen and to improve at the speed that I wanted to improve on for me to play against Washington.
Kind of ironic that it was against Washington. Was that any added disappointment? It would have been disappointing anyway. Was that any added disappointment that it was that team of all the 32? Yeah,
it definitely was. It definitely was a disappointment because I still have a lot of friends on that team, a lot of guys I still talk to and communicate with, and a guy I consider a little bro off the field, and We went to the same high school and college, and now he's at Washington. He got drafted to Washington. Montez Sweat. He also, when he got a sack, he wanted to point to me. I don't know how he found me so quick on the sideline. I don't know if he was looking for me before the plays or like he was just trying to spot me before their plays, but after he got a sack, he pointed to me. And I told him after the game, don't you ever point to me again. But that's like a little bro to me. But like playing against those guys, and those guys didn't expect to see me on the sideline because since playing with some of those guys, they always see me play and to see me not playing, and they know I want to play against those guys just to, talk trash.
I was going to ask if you got any trash talk about missing the game other than him pointing at you.
Yeah. A couple of those guys called me soft. But it is what it is. I couldn't control it. But I'll get them next time.
You've been taking it away pretty regularly last few weeks. You go up against a turnover-prone team. You look at it the same way, play it the same way, or do you feel there might be some more opportunities this weekend?
I mean, you always got to be, hungry to get the ball and get the ball back for your offense. We know what we're facing, and we know the stats that's been produced up to this point, but, that's still a good team. They still got a lot of great players. They got a lot of healthy guys on offense. They still have Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Mecole. They got a lot of guys that can help them out in major ways. We know they can make big plays in any moment. They're not going to just lay down. We know that they're a great team. They still can come. They're going to go out there and put up a fight, and they're going to try their best to get a win for their organization. And we know we just have to go out there and we got to play our ball and control what we control. Playing hard, playing fast, and make sure we execute better than they're executing and playing together.
What do you like best, Preston, about just how this defense is playing right now? What do you like best about how you guys are playing?
Man, since I've been here and up until this point, the thing about this defense I love is that guys going to fight relentlessly to the end. We're going to play together. We're going to do whatever it takes. There's no egos out there on the field, no matter how big the name may be in the media or how big your name may be. Guys go out there and play for each other each and every week. And the ability to fight through the end, regardless of the circumstances, you can see last game on that 2-minute drive. Just regardless of whatever cause we may felt we deserved, or regardless of what may have happened or whatever, from the start to the finish, guys fought. No matter how they feel, no matter the circumstance, guys play hard. Even when they got down there in the red zone, close to the red zone, we knew that Kyler Murray could make things happen on any part of the field. We knew down there that we had to stop him, not let him get high. We knew he could throw the ball and complete any pass. And we knew we just had to finish until, the clock ran out, until we got an opportunity to make a big play. And Rasul Douglas made a big play. And, that just shows you this defense. No matter what, we're going to fight to the end. We're going to fight till we cannot fight anymore. And that's what I'm proud about with these guys. Playing with these guys, I just know. I'd rather go to battle with them each and every week, knowing that they're going to fight and do whatever it takes until the game is over.
Hey, Sarah, let's go to Zoom.
Yep, just one. Go ahead, Aaron Egler.
Preston, speaking of the game on Thursday, it looked like you guys did a really good job of maintaining your rush lanes and not giving Kyler Murray lots of space to kind of get outside the pocket, make things happen with his legs. Is Patrick Mahomes, obviously a different quarterback, but does he present the same kind of challenge in the sense of you've got to be really disciplined and not let him get outside?
Yeah, Pat, he makes a lot of plays in and out the pocket, and he makes a lot of great plays also while leaving the pocket and on the run. And we know, of course, you see the no-look passes, the left-handed passes, the falling down completing passes, falling backwards completing passes. We know that Pat's going to try to make plays any way he can in the pocket, outside the pocket, and if you give him a lane, he'll take it. When you watch the film, he'll take it, and he will scramble and try to do whatever it takes to make a play for his his offense and his team. So we just know this week we got to contain him and not let him get comfortable back there in the pocket. We got to apply pressure, and we got to be aware of him trying to make plays on the move.